Patriotic curriculum in schools.
Yeah, absolutely. We need something to start pulling people together under the flag, under our monarch, under an umbrella that keeps us all together, where we know we belong here. And that doesn't matter if you're Indian descent, Caribbean descent. We need something to pull us together. And to do that, we need to start, and this is propaganda, we need to start doing it in schools. The national anthem, flags flying in school, picture of the monarch on the wall, the curriculum talking about the British Empire, talking about European empires, talking about how the British were the first people in the world to say we're going to end slavery, and then almost bankrupted ourselves doing it, and hundreds of sailors died doing it. No one ever talks about that.
No.
We also have to then talk about why we had a slave trade. That's because black people were selling black people into slavery. White people never caught any black people and sold them into slavery. It was black kings and tribal leaders who did the slaving, and were doing it before we ever turned up in Africa. And it was white Englishmen who stopped it all. So all these things need to be taught about. And we need to be taught about communism and socialism, about how it doesn't work, and how many people Mao killed and Stalin killed and Nazi Germany, who were socialists, how many people they killed. And that's what...
We did used to talk about that when I was at school.
Yeah, I mean, some of it will still be covered.
Yeah.
But it depends how it's taught. So I'm sure communism isn't taught as if it's evil. Well, it is evil. And we've got the bodies to count for it.
Yeah.
It's
Far more bodies under communism than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's never worked anywhere. So that's what we need to teach people. So the curriculum, absolutely, because that's how we get the next generation of patriots. Is we need to do it in schools, and it is propaganda.
Although there is an argument now, isn't there, that this next generation, they call them Zoomers, are far more radical and less left-wing than the current generation going. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening or how that's happening.
Well, that's because young people rebel from what they perceive as the authority figures at the time. We live in a socialist, left-wing leaning country.
Yeah.
Of course, people coming through now are seeing that and going, I don't know what it is, but I'm against it because I'm 14.
Yeah.
So
that's great news.
The natural swings always happen.
That's great news.
And socialism will also die in this country after 2 years of Labour. Because lots of people in this country have never lived with a socialist government.
Yes, they've kind of seen it in the distance and think, oh, it's
Utopia.
fantastic.
Utopia. They're going to spend money. They're going to, kill the rich, and that all sounds fun. Let's get a couple of years of a Labour government and let's see if you're a socialist then.
Which is why I think reform has a very good chance of coming on the long-term vision of
the next
reform,
election.
The next election. I think there is a possibility. School, again, education reform. Ban transgender ideology from schools.
They should ban lots of things in school. They should ban all politics. They should ban teaching communism. They should ban the LGB. They should ban Black Lives Matter. They should ban the eco nutcases. They should ban it all.
Yeah, they should ban. I mean, they should ban transgender ideology. In my view, critical race theory should be banned, which is now all over the place.
Yeah.
This toxic net zero climate change indoctrination needs to end as well. Yeah. So I think you're right. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they're pouring on our kids now.
Yeah.
That just needs to stop. Just teach them maths, English, and history. Just and science. 20% tax relief on independent education.
Yes, but not for the reason some people think. So
what that means is if you pay 10 grand a year for your child's private education, you'll get 20% back. That's what he's saying. It's like a pension. You know your pension now, if you pay 8 quid in, you get 10 quid actually put into your pension. What he's saying is there's tax relief. So if you put on your tax return, you paid...
Read it again.
20% tax relief on independent education. So if I pay £10,000 for my kid's private education...
You claim 2 back.
When I put my tax return, I'll get 2 grand back.
Right, I misread that. I thought that was because Labour.
You thought it was a VAT thing,
Labour are going to bring VAT
in,
20% for private schools. So I thought that was about saying we're not doing that. Now,
this is going the other way.
The other way. I don't agree with putting that on private schools, and we're going to talk about private healthcare as well, for the simple reason. If you pay for private healthcare or private schooling, you're not using the general pot. You've now made it easier for other people to get into
Correct.
school.
You're reducing the stress on the...
Yeah, so you're paying twice for the service, but then why would the Labour government then want to tax you for doing us a favour by not using the general pot?
Yeah.
So I'm against that. That I'd have to have a look into and give that a lot more thought if it's a tax relief.
I mean, I think the argument they're using there is what you just put forward. If you put your kid into private education, you're removing stress from the state.
Yeah, you are.
And you're giving more opportunity for children who can't afford to get better education in their schools. So there is an argument for it.
Yeah, there is.
But you're right, there's not an argument for sticking VAT on private education.
Only if you're envious.
Yes.
And that's why. And the people like Starmer and all those people who hate private schools or went to private schools, even people like Diane Abbott, she sent her son to a fee-paying school.
Oh yeah, I know.
All these socialists are hypocrites.
Yes, they are.
They are. Jeremy Corbyn sent his 2 sons to grammar school. He's a grammar school graduate as well. All these people get the benefits out of it, but don't want the benefits of your children to have
correct.
it.
We've enjoyed it.
We'd rather you all be poor together. Because that socialism will all be poor together.
And it's like, it is like, isn't it? It's like the Just Stop Oil people. These knackered old desiccated men and women who've spent their life enjoying the benefits of oil. But they don't want this generation to have it, do they? They just, that's what's really, the hypocrisy is unbelievable. And finally, scrap interest on student loans, which I quite like. So I don't think students should have to take loans. When I went to university, for various reasons I didn't get a grant, but everybody else tended to get free education.
My initial gut reaction to this one is no. Student loans are not loans. Student loans are, you're going to pay slightly more tax throughout your life until you've paid it off. They're not loans. They don't affect your credit scoring.
Well, actually, it disappears when you're 50.
Do they still disappear at 50?
They get written. Well, most of them get written off when you're 50. They don't do that anymore.
I think that changed.
Oh, right, okay.
I think that changed. 85% of student loans are paid off in full. 15% of student loans are paid off in full. Only 15%.
So I had quite a few friends who, when their kids were going to university, they said, "Oh yeah, we're borrowing 45 grand and give it because we don't want it to be burdened with a student loan." And I said, It's not a loan.
So they've been worded incorrectly.
And then, in fact, some people I know actually changed their minds and actually told the kids to take loans as a result.
Exactly.
Because it's not a loan. It's a financial vehicle that's very beneficial for the user of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't concentrate on that. I would concentrating on improving the universities. We're sending far too many children to university who are getting Mickey Mouse degrees from crap universities, getting 50, 60, 70 grand's worth of so-called debt. And they're going to have to pay an extra 13% in tax for the rest of their life as they're working a crap job stacking shelves. We sold them a lie. We sold them a dream that will never come true.
And they paid for it.
And they've paid for it. And they never get the benefit out of it. And most of them are still idiots after left university because they get a poor education while they're there as well. So I wouldn't concentrate on reducing the interest rate because that means nothing. Because we pay all the bills anyway. I would start looking at how do we halve the universities in this country, half the courses in this country. And government can do that. So governments need to say to universities, right, we've looked at your courses, these 15 courses, the government will not fund a student grant to attend those courses because you've got lesbian dance theory, you've got, pop music degree, you've got these things which are meaningless, and we will not give children the money to do those. If they want to pay for it themselves and get a proper loan, or mum and daddy do it, fill your boots. I don't stop people doing the courses they want to do, but I don't want to pay for them. I want to pay for courses that the government will get a benefit from. And let's look at some of those courses. Let's look at STEM or physics or nuclear, whatever. Some of those courses, the government should be saying, it's £9 a year, but we need them. We're going to pay half your courses. If you finish 3 years and you pass a degree, we're going to pay off automatically half of your debt because we need people doing that. We need to incentivize people to get the degrees we need if we're paying them to do it, and that improves the country. But just knocking off interest off that. Again, he's going for the student vote there. That's what he's going for.
He's been quite clever. I don't agree with you about the lesbian dance theory because that's my degree. That's the degree.
Well, you've done quite well in life, so I'd like to apologise about that. He's done all right.
I find it comes in very useful on a day-to-day basis.
Did you like that video? I think you did. Hit the bell, give it a big thumbs up, comment, and don't forget I'm standing for election in Oldham East and Saddleworth. So please share this video, speak to your family and friends if you live in Greater Manchester, and if you live in Oldham East and Saddleworth, make sure you vote for me. Catch you soon.